One of the least favorite things about owning a trailer has got to be when you empty your waste tank. But it's something that you got to do. So in this trailer, the Airstream 2023 16-foot trailer, we got one bathroom here. It's got a small holding tank that we're going to show you how to empty that thing out. Now this thing will take the black water, which comes from the toilet here, as well as what they call the gray water, which is going to be coming from the sink, all into one tank. So one tank's got to be emptied. How do you know when you empty it? This little controller over here has got black and fresh water right there. If I hit the black, that says that's got 30% in it, 30% full right now. So at 30%, I really don't need to empty it, but I'm going to put the trailer away here for the season, so I'm going to do it. But typically when it gets 60, 70, 80%, you want to be going to a pump out and then getting that waste removed. Hey, I'm UpNorthGuy. This is a how-to video. If you want to learn how to take care of the waste in your trailer, then check this one out. Right, so talk about what we're going to do first before we do it. The waste drain is right here at the back of the trailer. Right here on the driver's side, right down there. This cap is going to unscrew. We're going to put the drain pipe right onto there. This little lever here, when you pull this thing out, then all the waste is going to start coming out of this. So you want to make sure this cap is replaced by the pipe there that's hooked into where the drain is, and then you pull this thing out. And come up here. This is the black water flush. So after this thing drains, we're going to stick a hose in there and then just flush this thing through a couple of times, fill it up a bit, flush it, fill it up and flush it, and then keep draining it out. The hoses themselves are down here in this little container that's got a little cover on it. Here's my hose. This one I think is about 15 feet long, and this is actually an upgraded hose. If you look at what you get from Airstream, it's not really that good. I'll show you this. The hose that they give you is this one right in here. I've actually not used this at all, and I'll show you why. One thing, it's a little bit shorter. It's got the same kind of connection on here. There's really nothing at this end here. What you want on this is something like this, a little bend in the hose there, because this will attach up into the drain. There is a little piece that goes with this that we'll put on the bottom here. And then the other thing that's nice about this is that it's clear, which means you can see what's coming through there. I mean, this is where the nasty part really is, but if it's coming out brown, you're still draining through there. You want to just keep watching that thing until it goes clear and be able to see that when you got a little see-through piece of plastic like this. This one, obviously, you got to keep pulling it out to get that to work. So hose is going to get hooked up in there. We'll pull out our lever there to release it, then do the black water flush right here, and that's all there is to it. All right, here we are at the camp dump site. Pulled right up into the lane there. I'm going to get that hose out from the canister that's in front of the wheel there. You can see there's the drain. It's usually a little hole like that with a cover on it. And I do have this connection piece that goes on the end of the drain hose there where the clear part is. So I'm going to stick that on there. It just helps hold it in the drain a little bit better. So put that in there, then come over, unscrew the cap for the drain out of the trailer, and hook up the hose. It's going to go back on the same way that the cap came off. Get that on there good and tight. Take a look at my drain. It popped out there. Put the hose back in. Make sure it's in there securely. I'm going to hook the water up. That's that red hose. It's right next to the drain, so it's pretty hard to mix up the hose. Usually the one for fresh water is a blue color, and the black water flush one is going to be red like that. So hook that up to the black water flush port there on the trailer, and again make sure that hose is in there. I'm going to pull the drain lever open. That's going to start the flow of the material coming out of the tank. Turn the water on, so start the flushing. So water is just going to be draining through from the top right down through the waste tank, and then help push out anything that's inside there. So you want to let this go, let this run for, I don't know, several minutes. And again, if it's brown in there, you want to keep it going until it's clear. So a lot of times it takes a bit to get everything flushed out of there. And what you can do too, what I do is just close up that little lever for a little bit. Let the water still running, so it's going to be filling the tank up just a little bit. You don't want to do this too much. Let a little water flow in there, then pull the handle out again. That'll get sort of a rush of materials coming through there. It just helps flush it out. Couple of tips with this. When you go to these campgrounds, I'm using the Platte River National Campground here. It's nice. You get a season pass. You can just dump your trailer over there, whether you're camping there or not. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find a site if you're not camping there to actually do your dumping at. So research that in advance, what the trailer sites have. The other thing is that these dump sites, they've usually got their own hoses, so that's good. There's one for clean water and there's one for the flush out. They're different hoses, so make sure you get the right one. And if you're using your own hose to flush it out, if there isn't a hose there, I would have one of my own. I've got an orange hose that I haven't had to use it yet, but you could use that just for flushing. You don't want to mix your hoses up, like the one that's filling, the hose that's filling your freshwater tank and the hose that you're using to do the flush out should be different hoses. So those are a couple tips. But generally when you get into the dump site, it's already, at least the ones I've been to, they already have your hose already there. Nasty but necessary, but got it done. Tank is all emptied. No problem. Came here at the campground dump site, hook it up, flush it out, you're good to go. Hey, it's another how-to video by UpNorthGuy. Check out my channel, UpNorthGuy on YouTube. I got more how-tos, product reviews, other stuff about life and living up here, beautiful northern Michigan. Thanks for watching.